What's the worst announcement your school ever made? It happened during senior picture day when Principal Green's voice cut through the gym. Attention students. We need everyone who took pictures with photographer Mr. Randall to report to the office immediately. My stomach dropped. I'd literally just finished my session 5 minutes ago. Around me, half the senior class looked confused and worried. Jenna was still fixing her hair from her shoot, and Dylan was changing back into his regular clothes. The backdrop area was still busy with students waiting their turn. This is not optional, Principal Green continued, his voice tight with something I'd never heard before. Genuine fear. If you had photos taken today, come to the main office now. Teachers will escort you. The gym erupted in nervous chatter. Everyone started looking around frantically, trying to figure out what was happening. I saw teachers abandoning their posts, whispering urgently to each other, their faces completely drained of color. Mrs. Caldwell was actually shaking. In the hallway, I caught a glimpse of Mr. Randall being escorted out in handcuffs. 2 police officers flanked him, and he wasn't fighting it or protesting. He just looked resigned, almost relieved. Students were pressing against windows, watching in absolute shock. My best friend Sophie grabbed my arm hard enough to bruise. What the hell is happening? He was just joking around with us an hour ago. That's when we overheard Mrs. Rowe talking frantically to Coach Franklin near the water fountain. How long has this sick bastard been doing this? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper, but filled with rage. Coach Franklin shook his head grimly, looking like he might be sick. They found cameras hidden in the backdrop equipment. Professional grade stuff, motion activated. He's been recording everything behind there. My blood ran completely cold. The backdrop where we'd posed for our senior portraits, where girls routinely adjusted their dresses and fixed their makeup, where some had actually changed clothes right behind it when they didn't like their first outfit choice, where the privacy screen was supposed to keep things discreet. The line to the office stretched down the entire hallway and around the corner. Kids were crying, frantically calling their parents, demanding answers from teachers who clearly didn't have any themselves. I watched Madison from my calculus class break down, sobbing hysterically. I changed my whole outfit back there, she kept saying over and over. I changed my whole damn outfit. He was right there helping me with the lighting. Principal Green's voice crackled through the speakers again, more strained and shaky than before. Parents are being contacted immediately regarding this situation. All devices and storage equipment have been confiscated by federal authorities. The individual has been arrested and is in police custody pending formal charges. But then came the announcement that made everything infinitely worse. A detective took the microphone, his voice clinical and professional. We've discovered similar equipment and evidence at Jefferson High, Lincoln Academy, Riverside Prep, and 2 middle schools. This investigation now spans the past 2 years and involves multiple school districts across 3 counties. 2 years. The words hit like a physical punch to the gut. I'd been a naive sophomore when Mr. Randall first started working the school circuit in our area. Everyone genuinely loved him. He was young, energetic, funny, made picture day actually enjoyable instead of the awkward nightmare it usually was. He remembered everyone's names, cracked appropriate jokes, made even the shyest kids feel comfortable and confident. Sophie's face went completely white as paper. Oh my god, she whispered, her voice barely audible. Remember sophomore year when my bra strap broke during pictures? He helped me fix it behind the backdrop. Said it happened all the time, told me not to worry about it. Said he'd seen everything. My mind started racing frantically through every single interaction I'd had with him over the years. How he'd always complimented girls specifically on their outfits and poses. How he'd suggest candid shots where we'd move around more naturally and relax. How he'd sometimes take extra time with certain students, saying he wanted to get the perfect angle and capture their personality. That's when the real horror finally hit me like a freight train. It wasn't just what he'd done to us. It was how long he'd been systematically doing it. How many different schools. How many unsuspecting students. How he'd carefully built this whole elaborate persona of being the cool, understanding photographer who made everyone feel special and valued. And the absolute worst part, how completely and utterly all of us had trusted him.